Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. My name is Klaja, and this is the Starlight Echo Station from Universal Audio. You heard this pedal on all the guitars in the song in the beginning of the video. Now, the Starlight Echo Station is one of 3 new pedals from Universal Audio. There is the Golden Reverberator, which is, of course, a reverb pedal. You can check out my demo of that on this card right up here. And then there is the Astra Modulation Machine, which is Universal Audio's take on some classic modulation effects. You can check that demo out on that card up there. Now, this is, as I said, the Starlight Echo Station, and this is Universal Audio's take on some classic vintage delay machines. You have your tape delay, you have your analog delay, you have a digital delay, and you have a garden hose delay. Yeah, that is interesting. All right, let me hook this pedal up to a guitar and I will run you through all of the delay types and all of the knobs and switches and some extra features inside the pedal. Hang on. All right, so I hooked up my guitar. It is my Strat. It's a Rode 160 loaded with Green River pickups. And this is a clean tone going into my Fender Basement right over there. Right, as with all the Universal Audio pedals, the knobs and switches on the front here all do different things according to which of the effects you have chosen. On the delay pedal, however, the delay, feedback, mix, and division knob are all the same regardless of which of the delay types you choose. So I'm going to run through those once and then we're going to leave them alone because the other things do other things according to the effect you have chosen. And right now we are on the Tape EP3, which of course is an emulation of the classic Echoplex 3. Right, switching on the pedal, this is the sound. All right, the delay knob here is of course to set the delay time. You do have a tap tempo function, but let's try turning the knob all the way down and all the way up. And as you can tell, the pitch is altered when I turn the delay time knob when the pedal is playing. Right, the feedback knob is controlling how many repeats you get, and if you turn it up like something like 3 o'clock, you can get this pedal to self-oscillate like this. Yeah, pretty cool, just like the real thing. The mix control is a mix between the delayed and the direct signal. You turn the mix control all the way down and all you get is the direct signal. Turn it all the way up. Actually, when you get to the noon position, it's like 50-50. Start turning it further up than noon and you start decreasing the direct signal, turning it all the way up, and you get a kill drive function like this. See, all of the direct signal is completely gone. Next is the division knob, and you have your classic settings like quarter notes and eighth notes and dotted eighth notes like this. And as you can hear, the 2 last settings down here are actually dual delays. If you were running this pedal in stereo, which you can, it is true stereo, it has 2 inputs and 2 outputs and dual engines inside, you will get a ping pong effect on these dual channels. However, in this demo, I am solely running the pedal in mono, so you can't get that effect, but you can still hear that there are 2 delays. All right, let's look at the toggle switches. The first one here is to set up what kind of delay type. We're not going to touch that right now. Next one is a store switch. You flick that switch down and hold it down. You will store the setting that is on the pedal at the moment, and you can recall that on this foot switch down here. I will get back to that feature in a little moment. Next is this ABC switch, and that lets you switch between different flavors of the effect. And on the tape EP3 setting, if you are in the A position, you have a mint machine with a brand new tape, and this is the sound. Flick it down to the B position, and you get a used and warm sound. Flicking it down to the C position, and you get a dark and worn sound. Next, you have a color control, and that controls the input record level in the pedal. And as you can hear, when you crank it all the way up, it is distorting the delayed signal. And that is, of course, by using the very famous, I should say, Echoplex preamp. Next is the mod control, and that controls the amount of wow, flutter, and tape splice. Yeah, pretty cool, just like the real thing. Flicking this little switch lets you go to the analog DMM setting, and that is an emulation of a deluxe memory man. And this is a sound with all the knobs at 12 o'clock. Alright, going straight to the color and the mod knobs. The color is controlling the input gain into the pedal. Yeah, and you can really get some distorted tones by cranking up the input into the pedal. Right next is the mod control, and that controls the depth of the modulation effect of the analog DMM emulation. And right now we are on the vibrato mode. Yeah, flick the ABC switch to the B position and the modulation is off. And flicking it down to the C position and you get the chorus effect. Pretty cool. Okay, flicking the little switch here one more time, we go to the precision mode, and that is an emulation of digital delay, and this is the sound. Just gonna set that in the middle. Yeah, as you can hear, classic digital delay where the repeats are a exact mirror of what's coming in. The color knob is an EQ. For the delayed signal, the ABC switch is to turn on modulation, and right in the B position where we have been so far, the modulation is off. You turn it up and you get flanger. Turn it down and you get chorus. And with the mod control here, you can control a lot of different parameters at once. Not something you can choose yourself, but it's something like rate and depth and so on. Let's check that out. Now flicking this little toggle switch down, you can see the diode turns green, and that means that I am in the bonus delay type inside this pedal, and it is a Cooper time cube. You get access to this effect by registering the pedal either on the Universal Audio website or in the app. You can check out the Astra and Golden Reverberator demo if you want to see how that is done. However, I am inside here, the Cooper time cube, and it is essentially a garden hose that is making the delay. Now, I'm not 100% certain how this works, but by using a garden hose and sending the sound down one end and recording it at the other end, you get some kind of delay effect. And that is the effect that is emulated inside the Cooper time cube setting on this pedal. And it is pretty cool. So, as with the other effect types, the delay, feedback, mix, and division all do the same thing. So let's check out the ABC switch, which is a filter control. In the A position here, the filter is off. Then you get to a mid filter and a high filter. Right, putting it back in the off position. The color and the mod knobs are EQs. This is a treble control and this is a bass control. Alright, that's a pretty cool sounding delay. Now, one of the benefits of this type of delay is that it's sitting really nicely in the mix. I have tried it when I made the demo and I think it is just right. Really cool, you can really tailor it to sit nicely in the mix. Alright, so I opened up the UA Effects app on my phone and connected it to the pedal, and that allows me to control a few things. I can control whether or not I want true bypass or trails bypass. And essentially on true bypass, if you turn off the pedal, the delay is going to cut off, and in trails bypass, the delay is going to ring out. It also has a slight effect on the direct signal, but I'm not going to go into that. Next is preamp coloration, and that is a pretty interesting thing because it lets you apply the preamp sound to the direct signal. So I've put the pedal in the analog DMM mode and I'm going to turn on and off the preamp coloration while the pedal is off like this. Right now the preamp coloration is in its off position. Turning it on. And off again. And on again and cranking up the gain. And off. Yeah, that is pretty cool and pretty close to the real thing of a deluxe memory man, which also affects the direct signal if you crank up the volume. Right? Next, in the app, you can control the foot switch layout on the pedal, or more specifically, this tap tempo or preset foot switch. You can choose between tap tempo plus preset, and that means that it can do both. You can access the preset by holding down the pedal, and it will pop up the preset you have stored in the pedal. Holding it down again, and you go back to tap tempo. You can choose tap tempo, and that means it will only do tap tempo, and preset means that it will only do preset. If I press it like this, it turns green. The preset is engaged. Press it again and the preset turns off, and you are back to the settings that you see on the face of the pedal. Alright, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If so, please consider hitting the subscribe button and the like button, and I will see you soon in the next gear demo. Until then, stay cool.